to be a little extra party, some fun here. Operation Smile presents the biggest smiles of the day. Miles Partain even getting in the action on the limbo. You know he's been working on that flexibility. I'm not sure he picked it up. Operation Smile is a global nonprofit that provides access to free life-changing cleft surgery and care for children and adults around the world. There are big smiles here in Miami, a sold-out crowd for a second straight night. Coming up, we have Miami versus Palm Beach. It's Andy Benesh, Taylor Crabb versus Phil and Trevor. Let's dive in to the men of Miami. Andy Benesh and Taylor, a 3-0 record. Last night, picking up the win over Austin. We've laid it out. It's the crab boil, but this might be one of the best teams in the world.
Well, they have shown very little vulnerability here. I think only Andy Benesh in reception is what people are trying to hope to capitalize on. But the big block of Andy Benesh cutting down even more angles for Taylor Crabb to run around behind. You already had one of the fastest defenders on the planet who can glide through the sand as though it's not there. And now you've made him play 30 or 40% less court because Andy is so big and gets in good spots. That's why they're having success. That's why you see the 12 digs behind Andy Benesh by his partner.
A pairing of Olympians, Andy Benesh and Taylor Crabb. Andy, the rare size, remarkable agility, and one of the most imposing blocks. They call him the Bug. Taylor Crabb out of Honolulu, Hawaii, stands at 6 foot tall. But let me tell you, he attacks like he's 6'5", one of the most elastic arms you will see in the sport.
Yeah, and he's put it on display this year. In the last few seasons, I have not seen Taylor swing as much as he has in the last 2 weeks. And especially on this jumpy sand, I expect him in transition to take the opportunity against his brother to bounce a couple of balls. Hot pocket upcoming.
Just world-class touch from Taylor Crabb. Look, he's already scampering across the court. On the other side, for the Palm Beach Passion, your 2025 defending Cup champs. Trevor Crabb, Phil Dalhausser, 2-1, taking the win last night over Dallas. We mentioned the 8 blocks. It was a masterclass at the net.
Yeah, what Phil will do is over time, he'll read all those tiny little things, all that experience coming into shape for him, where he can read the speed of your approach or the lean of your body to give him a last-minute adjustment, last-second adjustment to get in front of you with his still formidable block.
Big Bro coming out to the sand. Elite ball control for the 6'5" right-sider.
A guy from what was never Trevor when he couldn't win a tournament, when he went to some finals and couldn't do it, to an absolute legend with all of his victories and success in this game.
Playing right here at home. Phil Dalhausser, the gold medalist, 4-time Olympian, now 46 years old in his Jordan season. He announced his retirement last year, but then won it all and said, why not come back?
Yeah, he just won on Tom Brady, didn't he?
Yes.
Tom should have stayed in Tampa Bay. Phil has stayed in Palm Beach. I love this battle for Florida.
A little revenge match for the Palm Beach Passion, taking the loss to Miami just 1 week ago. It's handshakes now, but I have a feeling it's about to turn to stare downs.
Listen, if I'm Palm Beach, I'm going to serve Andy tough, and that's going to be short and float. Short, deep, short, deep.
Well, we've got a minute. Let's check in on what Phil had to say about playing Miami Mayhem.
It's a lot of fun to be a part of those matches, because I don't think I have to tell anyone this, but Trevor has an enormous chip on his shoulder, and that fuels him to beat little bro, as he calls him. And I'm just happy that he's usually on fire in those matches.
Anticipating the fire of his partner, Trevor Crabb. Palm Beach awaiting first serve. And I don't think that's legal, Kevin.
To put it over a second touch from a serve. Not yet. That might be in the rules committee. Might be a developmental.
From a strategy standpoint, if you're the Miami Mayhem, what do you have to keep in mind facing off against Palm Beach?
I think just that Phil's going to be there.
And he is. Right on cue. Block out. Point to Mayhem.
Now, Andy, I'm not sure what he's going to do with his serve here long term. was a weapon a few years ago with lots of jump serving. We're indoors now. Will he go for it? Will he heat it up? He was a guy who could go back and win 2 or 3 points in a row, but he hasn't been that guy for 18 months.
Andy Benesh with some force from the service line. One-time middle blocker for the USC Trojans. Over the course of the last 6 years, went from a qualifier all the way to an Olympian.
Love the way Trevor cushioned that serve. Took all the heat off it because that was a nice one from Andy. And Trevor, despite his bigger size, he is more likely to cut you than to swing hard.
He'll kill you with a 70% swing. Toss left, hit right. Tracking on the right side. The best swing, his favorite swing, crossbody.
There was not a lot of court left there. Phil taking away the angle. I like that serve for 2 reasons though. One, there's no on-2 coming from Taylor typically, so you give Phil a chance to get up to the net too. Andy has typically been the serving target. He is not the ball control player that Taylor is. Phil's been serving in pretty good rhythm.
You can guarantee the brothers will serve each other. Full extension. The layout from the bug.
Oh, missed contact. That's a case of not getting your hand crisply on the ball. You've heard the contact a few times, that good smack. That's the palm of your hand, the entirety of your hand contacting the ball for speed, control, as well as heat. That one was not ideal from Taylor.
Trying to attack the right sideline, some tempo. How does that change the game?
Well, what changed that one was the footwork right there. That was Taylor Crabb going towards Andy Benesh, who was standing in the middle. He made that move to his left first, and then he came back out to his right. You're trying to draw the blocker to move because they're unsure if you're going to attack in that middle space. They're going to stay there, so they take a step to their right first. Then you draw them back to the outside. You're hoping to keep them off balance and give less time for Phil to make that read.
So instead of just a perpendicular approach, you're moving that route all over the place. As does Trevor, pointing to the sand.
Yeah, that's the extra right there. That's the chip, that's the little bro thing. Just a little subtle point, and he knows that Taylor's going to see it here.
Phil saw the majority of the side-out game in the last matchup.
Right, and for a couple of matches in a row, we've seen Phil get a ton of serves. But here what tends to happen is the brothers get served. See if Phil goes after Andy again. A lot of space up front.
It's been an elite performance from the service line over the weekend from Phil Dalhausser. And the Phil Dalhausser 2.0 secures a point. Andy Benesh, the second coming of Phil.
Yeah, they won together. It was Andy's first victory. They split block during that run. Phil, not any stranger to playing some defense. Andy's learned a ton from these matchups.
Strong lift. Phil looks to the other side and sets up his partner.
I think there's a strong temptation to hit at the retreating blocker, and a lot of blockers will expect that. Hitting near the retreating blocker is often a good strategy. Look, he's going to put it down the middle but high, so the blocker has to make a play that's not right in front of him. Can't just shield himself and have a variety of different contacts. He's got to reach out beside himself to make the play. That's more challenging.
There's that approach again, to the left and back to the right. A great look at it.
And you're drawing that blocker to the left. A lot of blockers will overrun the situation. You're hoping for some open space. And this is exactly what they want to do. That final step pulling to the outside. You see Phil is late, so he's guessing. He hasn't had a good lineup and a good view of Taylor throughout the attack line. Both teams yet to give anything up on side out.
Nasty serve, picked off. And that ball is a souvenir to the fans in Miami.
Yeah, Wilson's got to step to the plate one day and just make that a keeper. We need a keeper match. Anything ends up in the crowd goes home.
For those at home, just how high is the contact point of Phil Dalhausser?
Yeah, Phil's still up there around 11 foot. 10.5 feet hitting the ball out of the sand.
Haven't seen the extended rally quite yet. Both side out games, working at an efficient clip into the error. from Andy Benesh. Andy, originally out of Rancho Palos Verdes, just now 31 years old. So much career still ahead of him.
Oh, he's in the thick of it here. He's in the prime. So much yet to learn. So much strength already built into his program.
Got married this past year. Benesh, their first little one on the way. Congratulations to the couple. Big block, and another. Phil just continuing to reach.
I'm okay with Andy challenging the block. He's going to be up in that same aerospace as Phil. So keep the ball high, make Phil shape the hands. Maybe he gets a soft block to the back on your side, but I like your chances of just hitting off the edges.
Air a lot thinner up there. Quiet platform. Set to the ceiling. And OT over the top.
Yeah, just working off the net. Kind of goosenecking the top of that thing. Good wrap by Phil over the top of the ball. I talked about the contact with Taylor earlier where he was unable to get over the top. That was picture perfect from Phil.
You gotta love elite competition, and you know Taylor Crabb does, especially playing against Phil Dalhausser.
I think I speak for a lot of the fans. I hope he never retires, just because he is so amazing, one, to watch, but then two, everyone always asks me who's my favorite player to play against, and I always say it's Phil and Trevor, whether it's separately or together, just because they produce so much of a challenge for me, and I love that. I love to try to step up to the challenge.
Stepping up to the challenge against the four-time Olympian. He's a Volleyball Hall of Fame member and a gold medalist at that. Find your best ball when your best is required as the walk-off to the other side. He knew that ball was in the sand.
Again, these hitting route patterns taking advantage of the quickness of Taylor Crabb. Watch how far he goes to his right here. He's going to go to the outside. Phil thinks he's going there, leaving all that open court to the left. These little plays are possible because Andy has become such a good technical setter, and Taylor is so fast.
Which is remarkable considering the journey for Andy Benesh. The middle blocker, rarely getting his hands on one. Striking back, Trevor.
Give you an idea, when a middle blocker tries to set a ball indoors, there's a transition play and they stand under it ready to set it. The setter comes along and pushes them in the lower back, knocking them to the ground, and then sets the ball to the outside. Middles are not allowed to touch it.
Meanwhile, everyone in an arena is holding their breath.
No one has appreciated the loosening of the setting rules in the game more than middles.
Trevor Crabb, the MVP from last season. Another perfect ball from Benesh. Searching, right off the edge. Another, and that's Phil on the defense. Reset, carving.
Forget the shot. Where did Taylor look the moment that ball hit the sand? Yeah, right there at that guy. Number one on the list, beating your brother.
Eye contact that's simply unrelenting. You always have to wonder, is it family, is it friends, is it foes? It's hard to know with these two at any given moment.
Yes.
D, all of the above. Looking for the tie. Mayhem on defense. There's a good touch. Jump set, Phil Dalhausser. Nearly a double block, bro on bro, crime. Tie in the ball game with this look.
Excellence of touch from both sides with these little knuckle plays here. There's one from Trevor Crabb, and then that shot, Taylor going right back to it, and I love that he has just been teeing off. Tay has been getting on the ball with more pop throughout the early part of the season. I hope that continues. Looks more like his indoor self. He was an exceptional undersized outside hitter, and I would tell you, not just undersized, any outside hitter. He was exceptional in college. Good touch there, setting Andy up.
You mentioned Taylor Crabb. Played ball at Long Beach State. He was the player of the year, three-time All-American.
That was the year of the Taylors that year. It was Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander both performing at the same time.
Former partners in the progressive AVP League. Quick tempo, and Trevor with the wrong read, breaking ankles.
Yeah, you mentioned they're playing not only with that, but the tempo as well. And now Taylor's sticking the knife in a little bit there.
You know what, I do think Trevor has the advantage on the basketball court to Taylor, though.
Well, that was his first sport. Went off to college to play basketball, only came back to his volleyball roots shortly thereafter. Has become his life, just like his brother's.
Race to 5, Phil, big step in. And he's still got the ankles. Dalhausser still errorless in set 1.
Phil's gonna rip it here, right up the middle.
To the sideline. Quick run down, Trevor's got a look. Finds a seam. Somewhere Paula is just shaking in her boots. Paula Crabb, mom to Taylor and Trevor, the biggest fan of the AVP League. But this matchup makes her nervous.
The crowd not really reacting there to the kill itself. They're reacting to what was done afterwards and enjoying that rivalry, as are Brandy and Mel.
The women's partnership for the Palm Beach Passion, part of the Cup title in 2025. Reigning Olympic silver medalist. It's a first error from the service line for Phil. First error overall.
Yeah, interesting that he went sideline to sideline, right? Last time, it's been hit a lot up the middle, but he went to Taylor. They score a point off of an excellent read by Trevor, and then he tried to go to the other sideline. Is that the Jake Gibb book of serving?
Former partner to Taylor Crabb, Jake Gibb. Another wicked angle. Phil forcing 13.
Wait, we are on the East Coast. Did you say wicked angle? Save that for New York, Cameron.
A little too early. Floating, just hovering above the sand. Who has hang time like that?
Well, not only that, but he'll just give you all manner of context. What have you seen in this first set? You've seen cut shots, you've seen power, you've seen knuckle digs, and now you see a soft touch over the top of Phil. He plays an endless amount of volleyball in all the variations and types. Gives him a superior level of touch.
Saw him last year coaching, as that's nearly an ace. Trevor just fending for his life and walks away with one. Could be a challenge here.
Yeah, it was close. God, I want Andy to throw the ball up a little higher and take advantage of the way he hits a high ball at the net and do that from the service line. He kind of tosses it just in time and gets around it. It doesn't leave him a ton of time to adjust.
Again, the call was out of bounds. It remains out of bounds. Set point for the Palm Beach Passion. A look back at it. The right call.
Yeah, well out.
You thought the last was going to go right up the middle. He's been attacking that sideline of Taylor. This time off the ceiling. And Trevor with an extra swing and a word to his brother. Picks up set 1.
Sweet revenge after the Aspen matchup, right? Where they were pretty well handled, the Palm Beach Passion. Here, Phil's serving was on point, put a lot of pressure on the Miami Mayhem.
So Palm Beach, the first to strike here in Miami. Monday, an all-new episode of the CW's hit series, Sullivan's Crossing. When love gets messy and loyalty gets tested, the truth has nowhere left to hide. Don't miss an all-new episode of Sullivan's Crossing, Monday at 8/7 Central, only on the CW. Not gonna lie, it's one of my favorite shows.
You have one chance. I'm going to throw this ball up. The one person to catch it.
Getting ready for set 2 in our second matchup here on the CW. Gives us a chance to look through our summer. We are on full vacation. It started week 1 in Belmar, New Jersey. Then it was off to Aspen, Colorado for the very first time with the progressive AVP League, 8,000 feet elevation. All of a sudden, we sink down to sea level here in Miami. Las Vegas is up next. It's 4 straight weeks for the AVP League. We'll take a small break for the 4th of July and back in action in Los Angeles and Long Beach. Then it's all about getting as bougie as possible. Central Park, Woolman Rink will house week 6. Then East Hampton, New York, my favorite event of the year. Make sure to get your tan and, of course, your lobster. You need all that.
Yes, please.
All you can eat, right? Closing out the regular season in Dallas as the championships come your way from the shores of Lake Michigan. The best weekend of the year.
You're free to make this a tour of vacation destinations. Also make it a food tour.
And here's a look at the upcoming schedule. I mentioned it, next week we're in Las Vegas for week 4 of the Progressive AVP League. Progressive Insurance, it's all cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more at progressive.com. The summer really doesn't get better than this, does it, Kev?
No, this is an outstanding way to spend the summer, is going all over the country, enjoying the best beach volleyball on the planet here. And we're watching a couple of America's top teams. In Miami, it was perhaps America's top team on the men's side. Taylor did not like that last week in Aspen. They proved it. Taylor continued to prove it in that first set, hitting 667. Andy Benesh is the one who's been the target here. He's only hitting 250, so there's some work to do there for Andy in terms of side out and hitting.
You mentioned some of the numbers for the progressive stat pack. It's Taylor versus Trevor. We had to go big bro, little bro. Those are the words of Trevor Crabb. Always throwing a little jab into the mix.
Oh, after every play. Now, something to watch here in this second set is going to be the blocking. So already 0 blocks here for Phil Dalhausser. He started slow in the last match. Will he kind of dial it in? Will he get a better look? Will he catch fire?
And remember, he has been tooled twice off to that right side. He's got a piece of Andy Benesh, but they have not fallen his direction. We heard it from Miles Partain after the matchup yesterday. Phil gets a beat late in matches. That could be the difference maker here.
Could be.
Second set, now underway. Lifting the set, there's the block from Phil. Incredible recovery.
Andy Benesh is going to continue to be the target until he can get himself out. Here it took a little bit extra. He's checking his body to make sure he's all right. Very difficult cover on the first swing to cover yourself as you're coming down. That ball's coming right at you. And then even better, Andy just slows himself down and gets that control. Changing phases of the game is really difficult in volleyball, from reception, then to hitting, then to setting. And doing it inside of a rally, the difference in timing is so much smaller.
That's a big play. Taylor and another. Phil has got to be frustrated.
Well, Taylor's feeling it. Listen, he's hitting over 600 on the season. He had 667 in the first. He's now 1 for 1 in the second. This is a guy who's just going to go at you until you start to stop him a little bit, but he is feeling himself at the moment. Working off the edge there. He was definitely going line against that block of Phil.
2-0 start for Miami. Another quick snap.
Yeah, high one too from Phil. Good reach.
And Phil stealing one out of side out. He was hoping he earned the right to not have to see another serve after that last match played. Astonishing numbers.
That was a side out kind of set. Palm Beach just wasn't giving anything up. They gave up 1 ball on service reception. That's not close.
I was going to say, Trevor a bit too hopeful there.
Yeah, need some glasses or something for that one if you think it's in.
Each of our 4 athletes entering just different phases of their career. You think about Taylor Crabb, newly engaged in January. Wedding coming in the next several years. Phil Dalhausser off the top of the block. He's actually started a beach volleyball academy in Florida. It continues to grow year in and year out. Loves now coaching the game, especially at the youth level. It's changed his perspective.
Yeah, it's been a really nice evolution for him to enjoy that teaching side, and that business has grown from what it was initially intended to be to what kind of the marketplace demands, and more people want to be a part of it.
You're not wrong on that. Google rating, 5.0.
Okay.
It's got all the stars.
Check it out. Did you read any reviews?
I think when you're being trained by an Olympic gold medalist, the only thing you can say is, yeah, I'll take some more.
Said that Jen was handling things while he was gone this weekend. They weren't going to be able to get out here, but she was busy holding down the fort in the academy. Their summer programming heating up as the action is here inside Sephora Arena.
And uniquely, too, you look at somebody like Phil Dalhausser and you think that he's had a lengthy career, almost 25 years of beach volleyball experience. But when he first started out, he was actually self-taught, a different perspective. And so now he has to kind of shift his brain to be able to describe it at a different level.
Yeah, and on the Palm Beach Passion, he represents this state. He is from this state. He was part of breaking that California group that was dominating the sport at that time. And he grew up in California. Everybody thought if you weren't from California, you couldn't possibly be a part of it. Phil and Nick came from Florida and ended up being not only a part of the game, but taking over the game for Phil, becoming one of the all-time greats. So he showed there was a path for so many more people to do it from different places. Phil, in 2 ways, has kind of broken that cartel, both the California cartel of location, but also the little guy cartel. Get all you 6'3" and 6'2" dudes out of here. By the way, I'm 6'9", I can do all the things you can do. So now that's opened the floodgates in America and worldwide to bigger guys like Andy Benesh.
Bringing the big bodies. And the service pressure from Benesh.
Yeah, I like Andy going for it more and more throughout the year. Indoors now, picking up his first ace in this one, but also when we get back outside and there is some wind, I want Andy with the wind in his face to just feel it. Just go. Just, hey, you go back and hit. Taylor can keep it in. You do your work, big man.
36 combined aces over the last 2 seasons for Andy Benesh. That's the most of any player.
Football. He kicked the line forward there.
Football violation.
Yeah, he's going to complain here, but you can stick your toes under. You're not going to get a call. But what happened is, as Andy came down, he pushed the line forward as his feet were going into the sand. That was a good call by our officiating crew.
Right call. Benesh from the middle. Changing up the angle. Extending the lead, the Miami Mayhem looking for set 2 to force a third. Needing to string some, the Palm Beach Passion, there's the dig. Unloading and unafraid of the block.
Par excellence from Taylor, and now what is a 4-1 run. Phil did not have any angles to hit there, right? He had to come in. Everything down the line was taken away by Andy, and so Taylor was hanging out waiting for that hard-driven ball, and then he just continues to wail on it in transition because of that confidence level. He is scared of no one, not even Phil.
CW, home to NASCAR, as well as the progressive AVP League. Enjoy your Saturdays through summer, right here. The fake out. The gamesmanship is even from a performance standpoint.
Oh yeah. This goes all the way back to the baby port in the Outrigger Canoe Club. So the Outrigger Canoe Club is a very famous club along the Oahu shoreline that has, among other things, paddling and outriggers, which are actual historic Hawaiian canoes, but also has workout facilities, restaurants, an incredible place to go. They have some beach volleyball courts on top of the parking garage, and one is a baby court, low net, smaller space, and that's where these kids grow up to come out and challenge Phil.
Phil finally getting a hand and getting it right back in the sand. The first block. Needed timing for the Palm Beach Passion. That's good on the baby court too.
Oh, that was it.
Phil has to serve and run to the net. He pairs the block with an ace.
I like the middle serve right now for him. We'll see if he goes to the edges again, if he switches it up, but I would go right back to that honeypot.
Second ace for Phil Dalhausser, now on a 3-0 run. Here comes Palm Beach. Back to back.
I'm taking my time out of Miami.
Slow death for the Miami Mayhem. Nothing you can do here.
Nope, this is a winner every time.
Back-to-back aces. Bring the run to 4 straight for Palm Beach and a tie ball game in the second. Miami's loving it. It's hard to know who they're cheering for. 2 Florida teams, a crab boil, and the best in the game. Although you've seen him taking some big swings, some good cuts in this matchup, Trevor Crabb, well, how is he on the mound? Got a chance to throw out the first pitch at the Angels game. I asked him who he compared himself to in terms of baseball pros. He told me Ken Griffey Jr. Your thoughts on that one?
Really?
Yeah, he also told me, I asked him if it was a strike. He said, undoubtedly. And then I said, what's the miles per hour? And he said, probably the slowest imaginable.
Yeah, that was like 25. He didn't even try and throw it hard for fear of throwing a wild pitch.
You can guarantee his brother would have teed off on that one.
Yeah, you don't want to end up throwing wide like Ricky, but I might have given that one a little more heat. Good for him.
Trevor.
I guess that makes Chris Crabb Ken Griffey Sr., so good for you, Chris.
Yep, I like that. Trevor Crabb, the 4-time AVP Manhattan Beach Open champion.
Yeah, and that's his legendary status right there, right? And now the opportunity to play alongside Phil has been so complimentary of the opportunity to join Phil and what Phil's brought to his game and his inspiration. That's Trevor's at this point in his career.
If you're Trevor, with the fans on their feet, this is the energy you feed off of. A 4-0 run, and now looking to extend.
Pass first here. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be up in the air. Can't do anything about that last one.
Plenty of tempo. Block. Gobble that one up.
This is where Taylor's going to be so good for Andy. All these little plays, right? The set initially to create that attack was really good off a spinning ball. It's difficult to control a ball that's spinning so much with your platform. Taylor put it up there and then able to give some tempo there to attack quickly to the block. He's really taking advantage of Andy's skills.
Do you think there's any sort of an adjustment from the Mayhem after that timeout called, or is it simply just trying to slow momentum?
Well, I would make Phil go to Taylor's right. I would make a late move in reception and move over to my left hand side. This has been hitting Andy a ton, and that would give Taylor Crabb the middle and you force Phil to try and go to an area he's only gone to once. They're already pretty pushed over at the moment, too. You can look at their alignment there, how much space is to the right of Taylor Crabb. Because even Trevor's gone away from serving his brother here to try and score some points.
Andy Benesh, little slap shot to the corner.
Yeah, I want to follow the service story from Miami this whole year. How aggressive will they be individually? How aggressive will they be as a pair? When will they crank it up and crank it down?
About a 70% serve from Taylor. And an electric angle from Phil Dalhausser.
That's not coming back. You better block that, because otherwise, forget it.
Just trading side outs.
This is what Phil has done for a long time. He utilizes his height to get the ball to the sand quickly. He's able to measure those angles 70% to a spot that is not diggable. No reason to put any arch on that shot.
Attacking that right side of Taylor, like you mentioned. Cut dug by Big Bro. And returned. It stays in. Right back, and doesn't find the front corner.
I thought for sure Taylor Crabb was going to feast on that thing and just light it alight. Oh.
You can guarantee he's having second thoughts right now.
Yeah, man, opportunity to just get after that thing. I still like daring him to serve to Taylor's right. Taylor's an excellent receiver. Give Andy a little support and comfort here.
Still 0 hitting errors on the side of the Palm Beach Passion. He attacked that sideline. This time, right in the basket of the Bug. Clean, efficient, complete control from Taylor.
Oh, Mayhem might be carrying the crowd right now in this battle for Florida.
Hometown crowd, another, I knew that was coming. The call, you saw the line move. Andy Benesh in the sandbox having some trouble.
I don't understand, back up another foot. It shouldn't be that close all the time. Just back up another foot. There's plenty of space still. That is clearly a violation.
Second now called in this matchup from the service line. 3 quick steps and not fooled. Phil Dalhausser with the monster block. You want to look back at this one. It's worthy of it. Worthy of the juiced up moment, brought to you by Beach Juice. Beach Juice, 0 sugar, hard tropical punch. Let me tell you, this block, plenty of punch.
And pretty sweet for Phil Dalhausser. Yeah, watch Phil's eyes. He's looking at where Taylor is, couple of stabs at him with his eyeballs to get a read, and then very patient.
Stabbing eyeballs is a scary thought.
That's fierce enough. Big moment, too.
Big 2-point advantage now on the side of Palm Beach. Phil just earned the block. Swing block here. And getting creative. Forcing Phil to move.
All right, have to have one. Taylor's got a lot of control. If he could cut this short. I like it.
You're looking for this short serve?
Yeah.
Instead, high, deep, and off the shoulder. Ripping through the block. Paintbrush. Call him Picasso, that will work.
That's good to be tall.
Revenge just 1 point away for the Palm Beach Passion. Paintbrush gets him to number 14. Just 7 days ago, the Palm Beach Passion took a straight set loss to the Miami Mayhem. Phil Dalhausser, a different man. Phil, over the top, Trevor. He'll have a look for the win. Slither line, and Trevor, big pro, back on top.
What a sweet moment for Trevor. He gets the revenge, but he also gets it via that dig right there. Reading his brother like a book. Underneath him to end a 4-1 run, and 15-12, 15-12. Palm Beach exits with a season split. We can very well see this team in Chicago. It's going to be a semi or a final. That's not happening in the first round.
They took home the cup. They took home the championship in 2025. It was a loss in Aspen. It's a win in Miami.
What a swing for Phil Dalhausser. Goes from hitting negative 043 to hitting 571. Phil's only had a couple of off moments in AVP League history. That was one of them in Aspen. Tonight was a high point.
A tale of two Phils in a just 1 week span. We'll get a chance to catch up with the Palm Beach Passion winners. You can't wait to hear the conversation. You know there's going to be some words from Trevor to his little brother. That's coming up on the other side of our break. All Palm Beach.
Phil is signing it. He might even have his eyes on somebody who are going to get it. I think he knows where it's going. I'll make that Sharpie. I'll make that Sharpie.
The AVP League is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more at progressive.com. The Palm Beach Passion improved to 3-1 on the men's side. Phil Dalhausser, Trevor Crabb now join Mark Sherman. Can't wait to hear what these two have to say as they improve their record.
Trevor and Phil, one word I thought about while I was while I was watching that was just crisp. That was a crisp match by you guys, and you have to be crisp to take down Taylor and Andy. You played them last week, lost in straight sets. You got the win in straight sets this week. Phil, what did it take to beat them this week?
Yeah, I definitely wasn't crisp last week, but we knew that, all right, we got to play much better, and we stepped up our game, and I think we caught them on a bad night, which I'm okay with.
Well, and both of you were serving and passing so well. Of course, you and Taylor go back to, well, when you were born, frankly, on the Outrigger Canoe Club, going back and forth, jawing back and forth a little bit of through the net and no, no, no. And talk about that relationship between the two of you on the court.
Yeah, I think whenever we play against each other, we both play better. And I think that makes it good for the game, for the fans, for everyone. We both want to beat each other really bad, obviously. But yeah, we had a good defensive scheme against them at the end there. Phil got a few nice blocks there and just helped out.
Phil, of course, you live now in the Orlando area, down here to Miami, not that far. You got fans all over the world. You got a lot of fans here. Talk about the support you felt in Sephora Arena.
Oh, we got a bunch of adult league players here, some coaches somewhere around here. Oh, there's one right there, yeah. But I have a question for Trevor. Who wants to beat who more?
Oh, who wants to beat who more? Trevor beating Taylor or Taylor beating Trevor?
I think it's whoever's winning more. That was my answer.
Whoever's winning more. Well, let's see. That was the 34th time you've played against each other. I think you're leading the series 20-14. So are you saying, you like it a little bit, you want it more?
Yeah, I want it more.
Okay, well, there you heard it here first. Trevor wants it more. Trevor and Phil of the Palm Beach Passion, they get their revenge after last week. Everybody watching at home, a fantastic match for these two. Everybody in Sephora Arena, fantastic job by all of you. Hey, Phil, if you want to give out that ball, go ahead. Everybody at home, we'll see you soon.
That's like saying we don't keep track, but we absolutely keep track.
Absolutely.
20-14, Trevor with the advantage. This is a partnership, or excuse me, a rivalry that we love to see unfold, not just between brothers, but also between two city franchises. We'll get a chance to wrap things up. Week 3 of the AVP League from Miami. Palm Beach finds their revenge.